One thing I feel like not a lot of people do, or at least in the sense of the younger people in our generation, as far as Gen Z, I feel like not enough people at least do budgeting, because I feel like at least if you're gonna go ahead and do something or plan for something, you gotta have some kind of backup plan just in case things go south. I always feel like people not rush. They always wait till like the last minute or until something really bad happens, and then they get more conscientious uh, like about their finances and stuff. I'm not saying there aren't any, of course. I mean, I myself, I've been doing budgeting. I feel like people don't take it seriously enough, and I feel like people in general, they kind of just like wash away their finances because they. I mean, I get it. Like the economy right now is horrible, but it doesn't mean you should just, just let everything slip away because you want to cope or you're trying to, you know, escape the harsh reality of not just the economy but this world. If anything, we should all be more forward on trying to fight this thing, being smart with our money, trying to, even if it's one small thing at a time. That's the main thing that kind of actually, honestly, gets people places. Even if it's just saving like $50 every week. Let's say you get paid weekly, right? You get paid on average like 400, and you're leasing this or you're leasing that, or you have a bunch of bills, and it takes about half your check, right? You gotta have not only a conscious mind being aware of like, okay, I gotta save something, I gotta put 50 to savings, just to stack that, and then I gotta have 50 for emergencies, just in case, you know, I need a trip or I need to go somewhere like the hospital or whatever, or you need 50 for food just in case you run out of food. And then just making sure you have everything noted down and that you're aware of everything that you're not only subscribed to but partaking in as far as finances, and always trying to level up, build your credit score, maybe open a brokerage account once you're more stable within it, and just having financial responsibility. I feel like that is one of the most important things you could have as far as a character trait right now. Just being responsible in general with your finances, your lifestyle, physicality, and mentality, everything. I would say, um, yeah, as far as financial stability, the one thing that you need, that everyone honestly should have at least as a minimum standard, is having something, not just having cash just in case, but having some kind of, I guess, safety net just in case things drop for whatever reason, and having enough not only just to spare yourself, but if you have family, just to help them out in case too, just in case they need, just in case they're in need, and just making sure you're always taking note of things going on. Like you might have a different bill that's once a month, and you have subscriptions that are twice a month, like every 2 weeks, and then you have your weekly or daily, day-to-day basis things that you buy. So you just gotta make sure you're aware of each of those, and pretty much, yeah, set up a routine schedule. And okay, this comes in weekly and this comes in monthly, and this is how much I should save. Since there's like 4 to 5 weeks in a month, I'll just go ahead and say it's better to count it in 4 periods every month. And let's say like you're leasing like a electric bike, right, for 100 every month. So every week out of your 400, you could put 25 away, not just for savings, but just keeping 25 just for that every week, so that way okay, that's gonna be paid off, instead of just spending, and then expecting it, no, 100 to just be paid off in 1 week, when it's on the week that it has to be paid. Um, yeah, I feel like it's just smarter to go about things more responsibly, and you really won't thank yourself for it. A lot of your, your closest friends and family and people who I feel like you deem close, they'll notice about that too. And ultimately, I think right now it's better to fight than to just, you know, surrender. And just, I feel like a lot of people now, they try to go experience things, which is cool, but when it gets too expensive and you're doing this every week, you're literally going out to eat like 3 times a week, you're eating at fancy restaurants, you're going to the mall, you're shopping, you're spending a whole lot on video games, or you're buying shoes, you're shoe collecting, or you're card collecting. All those things are okay in very what's the word I'm looking for? Not mediocre. In minuscule amounts. There's another word I'm looking for. But yeah, everything has a place of time as far as when it comes to financial stability. And yeah, I get it. People have hobbies. People aren't trying to be bored in the same old routine every day, every week. I'm not saying you shouldn't. If anything, yeah, once a week is fine. I would say, like me personally, I go out about once a week. If it's not eating at a decent restaurant, then it's to a trip like hiking or something, or just something a little bit nice, nothing too crazy. And I feel like it also kind of resets your mind too. It gets you back to that refresh state, so that way you don't always feel stuck and trapped in the same routine, or at least even if you are, in that routine, you have something to look forward to, right? And it gets you refreshed and ready to go all over again. And because since you're also always doing different things every week, it kind of gives you not just more things to think about, more creativity as far as like, oh wow, I want to learn this or I want to experience this without going too overboard and then, you know, crashing your bank account. So that's what I really wanted to share with y'all, at least for now. I guess I'll see y'all next week, but just as far as anything I've said, the only thing I want y'all to really take note of is just simply being responsible and being smart with your money. Having something, have a backup plan, have something to have an anchor or a safety net to rely on just in case things go south. That's my main point. I'll see y'all.